Come with me on a bike tour of every neighborhood in St. Louis City. A few episodes ago, I showed you guys around Jeff Vanderloo, which is part of the poorest zip code in not only St. Louis, but Missouri, according to KSDK. That is area code 63106. Today, I want to show you guys the opposite of that video and show you where the wealthiest St. Louisans live. That is the city, not the county. Pop onto Google Maps on the north side of Forest Park and drag that Street View guy. Boom, there it is. All the places that don't have Street View. Those are the private streets with some of the wealthiest residents. Today, I will take you to the first of these two majorly wealthy neighborhoods, Skinker DeBaliviere. And I'm pretty sure I'm getting the pronunciation correct. I'm starting at the History Museum in Forest Park. I see a couple over there taking wedding photos, and I love it because I actually got married at the History Museum. But I'm heading west down Linda Boulevard to see some of the most beautiful big houses on this strip. It is sort of secluded from the rest of the neighborhood, and they all have these like massive backyards with pools and tennis courts and basketball courts. I love going past all these houses biking or driving. They look so nice. And across the street from them is the Forest Park Golf Course. This is a weird house right here. We take a dip into the sort of boot heel of Skinker DeBaliviere, which is the small part of Washington University that's in the city. Beautiful campus, especially from this street-facing part. I'm popping onto the first private street of the tour. I was invited onto this street by a friend I've known for many years that lives here. For legal reasons, do not go here unless you're permitted. You can get hit with some trespassing charges. Such beautiful style of houses here. I've always wanted a 3-story house, and I thought that was the pinnacle of luxury as a kid. There are quite a few around this area. My friend told me Stephen Colbert used to live in one of these houses because Colbert's father was a dean at the medical school of St. Louis University. On the north border, we hit Delmar Loop, which is one of my favorite spots for food and entertainment. Across the street in the West End neighborhood, we see the Moonrise Hotel and the Pageant concert venue. I dropped down to Lucier Park, which has a pretty big field and playground next to Hamilton Elementary. There's also Greg Freeman Park in the middle of the neighborhood. Majority of the houses in the heart of the neighborhood are not ultra wealthy houses, but still very nice and fantastic neighborhood. I didn't plan on crossing over the Forest Park Parkway Bridge, but I'm glad I did because I got to see the backyards of all those big houses on Lindell, and yeah, you can see all the cool stuff back there. On my way back, I hit the bike lanes pretty fast to see how fast my e-bike could go. I got to see all the pretty houses again in reverse, including that weird one at the end. Let's get this one crossed off the list. Check back in for part 2 of Wealthy St. Louis Neighborhoods. Give me a follow on TikTok for more St. Louis content.